Welcome, everybody, fellow humans and resellers. It is I, James, and Vern, and Courtney, and we are ReadOptionAgency.com. 20 plus years selling on eBay, and having one hell of a good time. All right, Sunday night, I've been pulling throughout the day, so I got the stuff here ready. Not all of it, some of it, most of it. I got some vinyl to still pull, but I needed a light. Didn't have a light when I was pulling, and I still might have some over in the West Wing to get pulled. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a few more days, and then we're going to look at my numbers and my graphs and see what has happened to the sales and the piece count of what's going on since I lowered it 10% of my promoteds. So we'll get an overall look at how it's going and how it's playing out, and take a look updated. And then we'll see after next month when they implement the new change what it looks like then compared to. Also today I've been having that error all the time that I had shared with you guys the other day, and I hear that some of you are having it today also. So I got a feeling eBay is going to be down tonight, probably 7-8 hours again, like it was the other night, to fix the issue. We'll see. We'll see if that plays out. But let's go ahead and get this stuff shipped so I can get back to drafting, because Jan's going to be watching playoff basketball all night. So I'm not really a basketball fan, so I'll be working. So let's get into this and see what's sold. That's cool. I got that at the Honey Hole, but we'll do that closer to the end. I gotta find a good box to pack that in so it don't get broke, because you know the USPS, they're pros at breaking everything. All right, let's go. Jan just sneezed. I don't know if you heard that. Bless you. Mary Jane Girls on 45, sold for $450. Headed to Utah. I gotta Google it to see if I can know for sure, but I always heard that saying bless you after somebody sneezed was because the natives or whatever thought that was your soul leaving your body, and blessing it would go back in or something. Not sure. I remember hearing that as a kid, but I don't know if it's true. So I need to do some research and see if that's true. Okay, here we go. People used to believe a sneeze caused someone to expel their soul out of their body, and saying bless you was protection against the devil snatching your soul. Pretty interesting. Origin 2. Okay, I don't think I've heard other ones. During the Middle Ages in the 14th century Europe, the bubonic plague, also known as Black Death, was widespread. Because it was usually a fatal disease and people were often very religious, the phrase, God bless you, offered a benediction. I know that word, why can't I pronounce it? To someone who might no longer be living soon. Benediction. God, my mind is weird sometimes. Okay. Nowadays, you shouldn't use a polite thing to say, which is probably the main reason why this practice persists. In place of bless you, some Americans also say Gutsenheit. Gutsenheit. Gutsenheit?
Gesundheit.
Oh, Gesundheit. Duh. God, that's so stupid. Gesundheit. Duh. The appearance of this phrase was due to numerous German immigrants who moved to the United States. Many parents do not realize this is a German word, usually are unaware. Okay, funny story. Once when my mom was visiting me in Germany, I don't care about your funny story. Okay, yes I do. Visiting me in Germany where I lived temporarily, she commented that it was strange. There was a magazine called Gesundheit. She wondered aloud, why would there be a magazine titled Bless You? I laughed, explaining that the word meant health, not bless you. Gesundheit. See, you never know what you're going to learn on my channel, because I have random thoughts. All right. Paul Stasny, St. Louis Blues Raleigh towel, sold for $5. Headed to Dardenne Prairie, Missouri. Isn't it weird when sometimes you have these thoughts and go, man, I can't believe them people are dead. I was just saying that. That made me think of Darlene, who was cousins with my friend I grew up with, Daiquiri. And Darlene's sister, I grew up with Darlene Dackery, and her sisters, Doris and Dee Dee. Doris had died, and then Dee Dee couldn't handle it, and she ended up dying not too long after it. And it's weird. And then Dackery, the friend I grew up with, his brother Daryl just died not too long ago. So it's just weird sometimes when something flashes in your head and people you grew up with, and you're like, man, I can't believe all them people are dead now. Anyway, didn't mean to bring you down if I did. Just sometimes those thoughts, it just seems unreal when they just flash in your head and you go, you still can't believe it, type of thing. Anyway, all right, the last orange Florida Gator shirt. I think I'm out of the blue, and all I got left are the white ones. This is a 5X. Sold for $9, headed to Rochester, New York. And what's weird, too, is Darlene, Doris, and Dee Dee, their little brother, we called him Little D growing up, DeAndre, he passed, 10 years ago now? He passed, right after he found me on Facebook. Not too long after that. We hooked up on Facebook, talked back and forth for a little bit. And the next thing you know, he was dead. So it's just weird thinking about that kind of stuff. I think the one that gets me the most is Dee Dee, because she was the one that seemed like she had all of her stuff together and was, doing stuff successfully. And the fact that she just vanishes off the earth, it's weird, Weird thoughts. Anyway, we've got these Adidas pink. Are these the Pharrell? Yeah, Pharrell Williams. Pink Adidas Superstars, sold for $15, headed to Newport Richey, Florida. All right, we got Boston. Don't look back. One thing a lot of people don't realize is the spaceship is actually a guitar upside down. You see the neck there. Doink. Sold for $5, headed to it's headed to Oklahoma. Let's just say that. I'm having a hard time with words this evening. Good Lord. Meredith Brooks CD promo single. Sold for $6, headed to Stockbridge, Georgia. All right, this classical cassette here with a dude got some freaky thing in his crotch. What the hell's going on there? Do I even want to know what the hell's going on there? Anyway, sold for $5, headed to Erie, Pennsylvania. All right, The Road to Hell. Cassette sold for $6, headed to New Mexico. So, are you ready for a cassette line? Yeah. Jimmy Swaggart, 3 cassette tapes. Somebody needs to come in and buy my Jimmy Swaggart vinyl. I got lots of it. $27 for all 3 of these. Headed to Jacksonville, Illinois. So, are you ready for a CD line? Yeah. We got belly dance music and the 70s disco dance music, I guess. I Will Survive. 2 CDs sold for $10 and it's headed to Maine. Gotta ask you again, are you ready for a cassette line? Yeah. We got More Than Words Is All You Ever. Price of Love, Bad English, and Heart Stranded. 3 cassette singles, taking advantage of my clearance. Buy 2 or more, get 50% off. So $7.50 for the 3, headed to Chicago, Illinois. It's the Moody Blues. Always told you about 2-on-1s, right? This one only went for $7, but still, if you can get it for a quarter, it's decent money. And they don't stick around too long. Headed to Ashland, Oregon. Are you ready for a cassette line? Yeah. Sade, Shades Apart, Stabbing Westward. 3 cassettes sold for $19, headed to New Hyde Park, New York. We got these cool colored dolphins here. Fridge magnet. Boom. Sold for $5, headed to Pilot Knob, Missouri. So are you ready for a vinyl line? Yeah. All right, headed to Youngstown, Florida. We've got 5 vinyl, sold for $27. We got the Bee Gees, American Hot Wax, sounds kinky. Mary Chapin Carpenter, maybe? Why don't you look, James? You got the computer right in front of you. Mary Travers. And I love this cover. Mike Warnke, stuff happens. That's funny. I actually photoshopped my face onto this and put it on my Facebook one time. I love that cover so much. And then we've got Percy Faith, Angel of the Morning. Kiss an angel, good morning. Not the same song, I don't think. All right. No, I doubt that Kiss an Angel, Good Morning is a country artist. All right, there we go. Biggity bam. Metal tin sign, Dutch hand soap. So far, $7, headed to Paris, Texas. Sit perfectly right there. Ready? What's cool, I think, about what we do for a living is how you can see something that's not in your wheelhouse and you go, I think there's something to that. That's exactly what happened with me on this piece. I'm at the honey hole and I see this. I'm like, and this looks pretty special. And you pick it up and you see this. You're like, okay. Then you look it up and boom, you find something. So this one, when I listed this, there was none like this on the plate on eBay. There was other designs by the maker and artist, but not this one. And so it sold for $49. I want to say I paid $6 for it. I would think somewhere right in there. And it's going to Stamford, Connecticut. So I picked these up at the honey hole with a little stereo system. The stereo system didn't work and I didn't feel like messing with it, so I just threw it in the giveaway and pulled the speakers off and sold the speakers by themselves. The whole unit, I think I paid $6 for $5 or $6 for, and sold the speakers alone for $26, and they're headed out to California. All right, Tony Stewart hat sold for $9, headed to Justin, Texas. Silver Dollar City bucket hat sold for $6, headed to Overland Park, Kansas. All right, this women's army style cap sold for $6, headed to Oregon. Plaza Tire Service hat sold for $7, headed to Sikeston, Missouri. Are you ready for a Cardinals lot? All right, we got 3 women's visors, St. Louis Cardinals. Sold for $18, headed to West Plains, Missouri. All right, unknown R home plate logo. Sold for $9, headed to San Antonio, Texas. Navigator of the Seas, Royal Caribbean hat. Sold for $8.50, headed to Anaheim, California. Alrighty, St. Louis Blues, pink women's hat. Staying in the area, headed to St. Charles, sold for $7. Alright, so Philly Flipper, Paul started a Facebook page today. Facebook group, I should say. So go ahead and click on Facebook, type in Philly Flippers Resale Community, and it'll come up, and hit join. And I started it earlier today, so far off to a start. And he was allowing us content creators to post YouTube videos in there, so I'll be posting my YouTube videos in there along with helping people with anything that I can help with also. So check it out, Facebook group, Philly Flippers Resale Community. That was not a paid sponsorship. It's just being nice, that's all. I'm trying to fool you that I'm a nice guy, you see. When I have you all fooled, that's when I unleash the dragon. I don't know. This is going on 9 o'clock. This is taking me longer. For some reason, I feel like the time is flying by, but the time is going really slow for me. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel like I'm moving in slow motion, but the time is not. Anyway. Oh, there's that. I was wondering what happened to that other one. Boom, right there it is. I put D96 instead of shelf 96, so I screwed up. All right. Okay, back to shipping. Oh, and when you join Philly Flipper, right here and go, my boring reseller life sent me. Boom, exclamation point. Yeah. G-Men. G-Men? G-Men Gospel Quartet. Album sold for $10, headed to Lovis Grove, Virginia. I always find it funny, a lot of these older artists, Billy Butterfield, will use just a woman on the cover trying to seduce men into buying the album, if you will. It happens a lot. A lot of different artists in this time period did that. But this album sold for $5, headed to Rockville Center, New York. And you know what I like? I wish more people could see it. Like the people, the fake, I like to call them eBay sellers on YouTube, who clearly make content. You can tell 99% the reason why is for the views and the money and the income. Then you have the people you can tell are real, who, yeah, the money's great and the views are cool and kick ass, but that's not their intent. And like Paul, Philly Flipper, seems that way. Cincinnati Flipper seems that way, and you can tell the people who are just real and who aren't just creating content for the money, right? Reasons. They're doing it because they enjoy it, and they make it feel more as a community, as a sharing community, as opposed to a money-making community, charging you for information, stuff like that. So I wish more people could see the realness in some people and the fakeness in others, and really start separating the two. Because I live for the realness. I don't live for that. Because usually when it's money motivated, the people aren't great people in the end. They may seem to be, but in the end, they're not really. They're questionable. But the ones that are real, you can tell it, and they're going to be, they're good people, and you can just tell with their mannerisms and how they handle themselves and how they treat others and what have you. It's not about the monetary value. It's just about the community value. So anyway, still got a few more here to ship. So I just feel like talking a little bit because I'm getting tired and loopy, and I still got more to go. Christmas carols. This is actually going to Israel and only sold for $5, but going to Israel. Maybe I just found the title of this video. Something about learn the difference between resellers who do it for the money, for the community. I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll come up with a line at the last second. Something about figure out who the good resellers are on YouTube. Something that's going to make people click on it. Yeah. All right, we got South Pacific here. Only sold for $5, but headed to Lakeside, Arizona. All right, Terra Angelic CD sold for $10.50, headed to Nashville, Tennessee. All right, I got 4 more, but I'm just going to leave those till tomorrow. They're all over in the West Wing anyway, so I'm sure we'll have more, hopefully by morning. My sales are getting ready to end, so I got to start up my sales again. And that doing them every 3 to 4 days used to seem to work. Like on that last day, it seemed like we'd get a lot more sales that last day, but it doesn't really seem to be working too much anymore. So these guys want to go out front and then get a treat. So we're going to take them out front, let them run around, smell all the animals they missed today. And that's it. So yeah, we'll see you in the next video. Appreciate everybody, and thanks for watching, and later.